Yo, what is up, everybody? Chris here from Big Sports News X Rotation, however the flip you know me on these interwebs. And today I'm going to be bringing you guys a team tier list based on my current thoughts on how all of the current teams in the CDL stack up. So as you guys can see, this is my previous tier list. I had Optic at top of it, Mates right below them, LA Thieves right below them, FaZe in 4th place, G2 Minnesota in 5th place, Toronto Koi in 6th place, 7th place Reality Falcons, C9 New York 8th place, Boston Breach 9th place, Heretics 10th, Ravens 11th, and of course the Vancouver Surge 12th. This was actually winter break, like right when it started, so I made this around I think the 15th or 16th of December. So this is what the league basically looked like based on all of our teams having about 3 matches under their belt. Kind of interesting to go back and look at it now because just key takeaways, obviously Mates and Optic are still 1 and 2 in pretty much everybody's mind. Thieves just got top 6 of the event. They picked up Neum, dropped Kenny as of today. FaZe Vegas got a top 3 placing. They honestly should have made the grand finals, but you know, the Zaza brothers were off that pine bark. So, yeah, they were cooked. 5-2 turned to 6-5 real quick, and the Mates made it to the finals. If you guys missed all that, I've highlighted it. There's a whole CDL Major 1 playlist with every single match highlighted, as well as recaps of every day of matches, and a really, really long but comprehensive overview of everything that happened at the event, which I uploaded yesterday. So, not trying to make this video take forever, so let's get right into it. Other interesting takeaways, G2 still around this area. Toronto Koi significantly lower in our perception at the moment, right? Reality Falcons definitely higher, and C9 New York definitely lower. Boston Breach probably about the same. Heretics higher, Ravens much higher, and Surge just about the same. We've only seen one encouraging series from them literally since the start of the new half of the season, the back half post-winter break, right? So let's reset this. Shout out to, of course, Jake for making this. If you don't, I mean, most of you guys who are watching my channel, you probably already follow Jake Maverick. He's a little bit bigger of a CC than I am, so shout out to Jake. That's the homie. And yeah, let's get started with this. Let's get cracking. So we'll go in order. Speaking of cracking, the Royal Ravens, they got cracked wide open like a soda can at Major 1. And, you know, it was like a soda can that was shaken all up because they were all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to respectfully put them in the B tier. They were 5 and 2, but you come out that flat on land, you get double rounded. I mean, they were in winners. They, of course, got sent to losers in embarrassing fashion. And they lost to the LA Thieves 3-0 with Kenny. Obviously, that LA Thieves team was not that great, right? I mean, they got absolutely tucked the rest of the weekend when they played good competition. So can't really be too high on Ravens, especially since they allowed the Vancouver Surge to absolutely dunk on these guys. It was like an and one mixtape for the Vancouver Surge. They looked phenomenal against the Carolina Royal Ravens, and then they next played Miami Heretics in their following matchup, and they looked okay. So, speaking of Miami Heretics, ironically, they are the next team that is in this little list right here. So, I'm going to put them in the A tier. I feel like Miami's on the come up. They had an amazing losers bracket run. They should not have honestly been in losers. It's just they had to face Gentlemates in their last series. So that was pretty much chalked, right? Gentlemates went on to win the event. They were clearly the best team far and away in stage 1, if we're being honest. I mean, they were able to make Optic look not great, and Optic never looked that way against any of our teams, barring the 3-0 loss to FaZe, right? So, speaking of teams that lost to FaZe, we of course have G2 Minnesota, who famously lost that game 5 to FaZe. I'm going to put G2 in the A tier. They had a phenomenal showing at Major 1. They, of course, were also 2-0 against FaZe, winning 1 series online, 1 series on land, proving that they really are a good team, and they can beat a team the caliber of FaZe who placed top 3. So you would have to put G2 in the A tier. So, Cloud9, this is a very easy D tier. Probably the easiest D tier we'll get in this video. Probably the easiest tier we'll get in this video. Speaking of easy tiers, actually, no, the easiest tier is definitely Gentlemates, the winners of Major 1. They're automatic S, right? I mean, S ranking is very, very obvious for them. Reality Falcons, we're going to put them in A. I'm going to say that they had a really tough weekend, right? They had to play Optic, and then they won matches in the losers bracket, right? Getting hot, warming themselves up. And then they had, I think they played Cloud9 New York, right? Let's look at the schedule for the Reality Falcons. See, they played Cloud9 New York at the Major, I'm pretty sure. Sent them home. They did. Okay, 3-1 over Cloud9 New York, and then they lost a Game 5 to FaZe. But the Game 5 itself was not quite close at all. It was a 6-2 in favor of the Vegas side. So, speaking of the Vegas side, they're another A-tier team. I would put them definitely above Miami, and then I would put G2 above Miami as well. And I'll put FaZe Vegas above the Riyadh Falcons because they're on the verge of being S tier. It's just decision making and late game adjustments that always plagues this FaZe team. It seems no matter who's on the team, I don't know. The ice is not there. The dominance that they had in Cold War has never really been seen again from this side. So it's just been really unlucky and really odd ever since. So, the Vanguard year happened. They famously were the Vancouver Surge before the Vancouver Surge. Couldn't close out a series, save their life. Excuse me, had a little bit of indigestion. And, that's all that can be said about the FaZe Vegas side. You guys know I used to be a big fan, but I'm an analyst, got to be realistic. And, their Achilles heel has always just been closing things out. So, speaking of teams who have an Achilles heel, Optic has to be below Gentlemates because it seems that Gentlemates at the moment might be their Achilles heel, right? The way that Neptune plays is kind of like a perfect counter for Shotzi and Hook. And then similarly, conversely, I would say, the AR duo of Ghosty and Sib is somewhat hard for Dashy and Mercules to really weather, right? Like, it seems like Ghosty and Sib put a lot of pressure on the map, and honestly, it seems like they're the only squad that can make Mercules not as much of an impactful player for this Optic side. We saw him go negative multiple times in the Grand Finals. He honestly had the worst performance I've seen Mercules have in his career thus far against Gentlemates, so hashtag noticing. It seems like a matchup thing there. Speaking of a matchup thing, we have the Vancouver Surge. I'm going to put them in D. They've won 2 series on the season. Just saying, oh, they had a great LAN performance when they literally played 1 series that they looked good in is absolutely faded. Absolutely faded. If you guys took away my ability to do stats and analysis after that, I would get it because look at these KDs and look at all of the stats here, guys. 0.98 for Looters, not bad. But you got a 0.83 from Teach, 0.83 from Gwen, Twins, twinning, Then you got 8 with a 0.72. That's not good enough. You let Rancor drop a 1.55, 8100 damage in a 3-map series. That's pretty bad. That's an indictment of your entire team and everything that you have going for you. And famously, as you guys know, they lost this game 250 to 246 after going up 246 to 191 or so. So yeah, absolutely shambolic. So, automatic D tier. Boston Breach, I'm going to make them the lone occupant of the C tier for the moment because they're not hopeless, but they're not good, right? And then, conversely, I'm going to make the Toronto Koi, the Toronto Joe Deceives, the Toronto Kleenexes, the Toronto Reals, the Toronto Insight needs to retire and get on with his life in DDDD, if you know what I'm saying, Indeed.com. We're going to put them in B tier. I feel like Toronto Koi, all jokes aside, I feel like they'll get better now that they've swapped Kleenex and Real. Real is now on the Flex and Kleenex is on the SMG. I felt like their pacing was just weird. Real is playing a lot slower because he's not the main option, right? That's Joe Deceives on this team. And Real was always used to being a really fast, aggressive sub. So he was going to have to occupy a very different role on this team. And honestly, Kleenex has just really stepped back into his role as the really aggressive, run it down kind of SMG player that he was always known to be, right? So that role swap makes a lot of sense. I really like it for this team. Insight honestly has been playing a lot better this year than he has in the last couple of years. He's been a lot more mobile, a lot more fast-paced, right? Like he really upped the pace. Very happy with the way, that Jamie has really adapted his play style to really fit better in this game. So kind of fitting that the LA Thieves are the last team to rank because they're honestly the hardest team to rank on this tier list, right? They've had such a weird trajectory throughout the season, right? A lot of 3-0s, but they've gone so many different ways. They 3-0 FaZe, they get 3-1 by Falcons the following, 2 days later, right? Then Mates 3-0 them, absolutely curb stomped them. Toronto 3-0'd them. They lost Optic Texas they beat Optic Texas 3-1. They beat Boston Breach in a Game 5. Lost the Game 5 round 11 to Carolina. 3-0 the Ravens on LAN. An insane get back that no one was really expecting. We all thought it'd be a close series. Then they get absolutely destroyed by the Gentlemates and FaZe in back-to-back 3-0 losses. They drop Kenny. They pick up Neum. LA Thieves, I don't know what to think. I think with Neum, they'll probably be a very, very good team. I feel like he'll up the pace. And they'll probably be better than the Falcons. but I don't know that they'll necessarily be better than FaZe just yet. We'll put them above FaZe. Hydra's always a guy who peaks around Major 2, and after Major 2, Hydra's always locked, and he's always a lock for the rest of the year. So I think this is a pretty fair little tier list. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. As you can see, I've kind of ordered it in the way I expect the teams to pan out. Not a lot changed that much. I mean, Miami certainly moved up. Koi moved down in the list, right? Ravens moved up. Breach stayed about the same. Cloud9 and Surge, well, Cloud9 moved down from my initial rankings, and Surge stayed in the same spot. So yeah, I mean, Optic and Mates also didn't move around. FaZe kind of stayed around the same spot, so did LA Thieves. Falcons moved up. G2 moved, well, in the same spot, 6. And then Heretics moved up. So yeah, that also wrapped it up for me, guys. Hope you have a great morning, noon, or night. And tomorrow on Friday, I will be bringing you guys a player tier list, so come back for that. I have to put Neum and whoever else ends up getting announced in the next couple days. Well, not the next couple days, in the next day or so on this list. And then later this weekend, I'll be making some ranked play content. So maybe I'll be streaming or something, and I'll put some guides out there for how to play ranked, what the maps are, quick rundown of what's going on. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel. Got more content on the way. Hope you guys have a great morning, noon, or night like always. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Once again, this is Chris from Fake Sports News, Axe Rotation, however the flipping on these interwebs, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.